Hello, my peoples.
It's Thursday. We have Zeus, we have coffee, we have a Nikki Day. Can only be time for
Morning brew.
Holy smokes, yesterday was nuts.
Yeah. Yesterday was nuts. And the salt is going to be flowing soon.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah, everybody's going to complain, and they're going to be pointing fingers. And when we get to the story that's going to cause the most outrage and everything, I will have a few key things to say on this.
Yep. It's time for, pacifiers and hemorrhoid cream, because there's going to be a lot of butt hurt and whining out there. So,
the butt hurt is real.
Yeah.
This episode of the Morning Brew brought to you by Preparation H.
For that butt hurt in your life. All right, shall we jump into it?
Let us jump right into it. It's time for the news.
Or high-tech Kindle. Out of routers, Trump revokes Obama guidelines on transgender bathrooms. You knew this was coming. February 22nd, President Donald Trump's administration on Wednesday revoked landmark guidance to public schools letting transgender students use the bathrooms of their choice, reversing a signature initiative of former Democratic President Barack Obama. Obama had instructed public schools last May to let transgender students use the bathrooms matching their chosen gender identity, threatening to withhold funding for schools that did not comply. Authoritarian much? Transgender people hailed the step as a victory for their civil rights. Trump, a Republican who took office last month, rescinded those guidelines even though they had been put on hold by a federal judge, arguing that states and public schools should have the authority to make their own decisions without federal interference. About 200 people gathered in front of the White House to protest against Trump's action, waving rainbow flags and chanting, "No hate, no fear, trans students are welcome here." We all know that Donald Trump is a bully, but his attack on transgender children today is a new low, said Rachel Tyven, chief executive, Lambda Legal, which advocates for LGBT people. Conservatives such as Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, who spearheaded the lawsuit challenging the Obama guidance, hailed the Trump administration action. Our fight over the bathroom directive has always been about former President Obama's attempt to bypass Congress and rewrite the laws to fit his political agenda for radical social change, said a Paxton Republican. Courts may have final say. The federal law in question, known as Title IX, bans sex discrimination in education, but it remains unsettled whether Title IX protections extend to a person's gender identity. Attorney General Jeff Sessions said in a statement that Obama guidelines did not contain sufficient legal analysis or explain how the interpretation was consistent with the language of Title IX. New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman vowed to ensure Title IX and his state civil rights protections are enforced. President Trump's decision to rescind anti-discrimination protections for transgender students is yet another cruel move by an administration committed to divisive policies that roll back the clock on civil rights.
No, it doesn't. He
said in a statement. The courts are likely to have the final say over whether Title IX covers transgender students. The Supreme Court could pass on that question in the Virginia case and allow lower courts to weigh in or go ahead and decide what the law means. All right, so.
This is my opinion. When you bypass Congress and bypass the American people and try to force us to accept something, that's not gonna fly. Mm-mm. I mean, when Obama set all this up, there was a lot of crap that hit the fan then from people that were opposed to it. And, but my gender identity, I don't give a fuck what you identify as. Here's the way it works. If you got a dick swinging, you're a guy. You go in the men's room. If you've got, tits and a twat, sorry, you go to the ladies' room. Or you better hope you don't get caught.
Well,
and this works on both sides of the fence. Ladies, you get caught in the men's room, there are any number of bad things. Yeah. You're going to say, oh, rape culture. No. See, and a lot of people grew up around the same time I did and everything, and we figure there's something not right somewhere along the line and everything. It's not the fact that you might get raped. You might get your ass kicked like you a man, trying to put yourself in a man's place. Mm-hmm. That's just the way the world works.
Yep, and it's like in this whole environment of identity politics, when you can't even trust these regressive parents to raise their children to be children, you don't know which of these children, and I'm talking about teenagers here, not the ones in elementary school that you don't need to even bother with identity politics with. These teenagers that are going through puberty, you don't know which ones, because of these regressive parents, are truly going through gender dysphoria or are being turned into transgenders. And I'm sorry, this is going to sound sexist as fuck, but whether you're a girl or a boy, if you're a teenager, your hormones are raging. And if you're a teenage boy, you're going to look for any excuse you can to get a peek at a naked girl. Mm-hmm. I identify as a girl. Go into the girls' locker room. Why are they yelling at me? Because you went to a girls' locker room and you're not a girl. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just as simple as that.
Back when I was going to school, if somebody done that claim to be a girl, walked in the girls' locker room, yeah, he wouldn't have made it home in one piece that day. Mm-mm. Sorry, that's the way it works. That's the way the world works.
Yep.
And I think now for you, small percentage of the populace, I think you're gonna set all of the rules for everybody else to have to follow. Here's the way this country works. Let's put it to a vote nationwide.
Yeah.
This will settle the argument. Oh, but we don't have any. No. Nationwide, not worldwide, motherfucker, because what everybody else thinks doesn't matter here.
All right, here we go. Next story.
Okay, here we go. Palo Alto, California, the AP. Nobel-winning economist Kenneth J. Arrow dies at 95. Kenneth J. Arrow, the youngest ever winner of the Nobel Prize for Economics, whose theories on risk, innovation, and the basic mathematics of markets have influenced thinking on everything from voting to health insurance to high finance, has died. He was 95. Arrow died Tuesday at his home in Palo Alto, in the San Francisco Bay Area, according to his son, David Arrow. He was a very loving, caring father and a very, very humble man. He'd do the dishes every night and cared about people very much, David Arrow said. I think in his academic career, when people talk about it, it often sounds like numbers and probabilities, but a large focus of his work was how people matter. Arrow and British economist Sir John R. Hicks shared the 1972 Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Science for their pioneering mathematical work on general equilibrium theory, which says there is an overall balance between supply and demand in an economy as a whole. Their mathematical models dealt with the factors involved, such as when and where a product is sold. Arrow spent most of his career at Stanford University, but also taught for 11 years at Harvard University. He was also known as a mentor. 5 of his former students went on to become Nobel winners.
Wow.
Arrow came to prominence in 1951 with a book, Social Choice and Individual Values. which use mathematical logic to discuss collective decision making. He put forward a theorem that it was possible for a majority rule voting system with 3 candidates to be free of certain flaws.
And that's it.
It's not bad.
You leave one hell of a track record behind you when you have produced 5 Nobel Prize winners. Wow, that's...
Yeah.
All right, let me see.
A Nobel winner himself and everything to produce 5 more Nobel winners.
Mm-hmm. That is one heck of a track record.
That's a very, very, very solid track record. And I believe in some of my... Y'all have to be... I'm a math person.
Yeah, he's numbers. Mm-hmm.
Really good at it. I guess it's because of my construction background and things like that, you know, always working with numbers.
And how in the world did the Hispanic person get stuck with the Mexico story? I don't get it. Okay. All right.
Well, dear, you drew the short spot.
Hey, that's sizest. Because I'm short, too.
You getting short with me?
Maybe. U.S. Mexico at odds over deportation as top officials meet. Mexico's mounting unease, this is out of the AP, and resentment over President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown are looming over a gathering of U.S. and Mexican leaders that the U.S. had hoped would project a strong future for relations between neighbors. After all, it's Kelly who asked with executing Trump's plan to target millions for possible deportation, and Tillerson who must explain it to the rest of the world. There's no shortage of tension points as U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly meet Thursday with top Mexican officials. I want to say clearly and most emphatically that the Mexican government and the Mexican people have no reason to accept unilateral decisions imposed by one government on another, said Mexico's Foreign Relations Secretary Luis Videgaray. We are not going to accept that because we don't have to. No, you don't have to.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
They're your people here illegally. What makes you fucking think you have a choice?
I know. All right, let me continue. Videgaray added a cryptic but pointed warning that Mexico wouldn't hesitate to challenge a U.S. move at the United Nations or other global venues. The visiting Americans plan to meet Thursday with Videgaray before a working lunch with Mexican officials and a formal meeting with Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto. The worsening rift over deportations and illegal immigration adds to an array of disputes that have sent U.S.-Mexico relations plunging since Trump took office a month ago. Trump's insistence that Mexico pay billions for a border wall led Peña Nieto to cancel a planned Washington visit. Mexican officials are also apprehensive over Trump's pledge to overhaul the trade relationship and possibly supply steep taxes to Mexican products, a move with profound impacts for Mexico's export-heavy economy. Those policies have raised fears in Mexico about the possibility of deportee and refugee camps emerging along Mexico's northern border. Dismayed by the deteriorating relations, 6 Democratic senators, no surprise that they're Democratic, urged Tillerson and Kelly to strike a more cooperative tone than Trump. We urge you to use your visit to disavow vitriolic rhetoric and forge a strong partnership based on the mutual respect with the government of Mexico, the senators wrote in an open letter to be released Thursday. So later on today, when they release it, if we find it,
I'll keep
we'll
an eye
tweet it
out
out.
for. I'll find it. I'll find it. They're gonna release it. I will find it.
Yeah, because they need.
I'll be away for a couple of hours today and everything. I've got a 6-mile round trip to do, but that's all right. Good for me.
Yeah.
But okay. Couple things right here. Mexico don't really give a fuck about you. And the reason that there's going to be some heavy taxes coming out of there, you remember all of those automotive manufacturers, the Ford plant, the GM plant, you know those, the ones that you have there and everything that are shipping stuff back over here to us, and they're charging us an arm and a leg because we have to bring it back here, and they've cost us a bunch of jobs. You're going to get hit with that fine anyway. About the wall, you're going to pay for it one way or another, whether you like it or not. you'll either pay for it directly or you'll pay for it indirectly and not getting any assistance from the U.S.
One of the two.
Here's my theory, and this is just me, coming from me. Build the fucking wall to tell you to go fuck yourself and don't ask us for shit.
And if you're going to sit there and threaten us, come at us, bro.
Yeah, come at me, bro.
Because like Yamamoto said...
And if you think any of those fucking Texans have forgotten about the motherfucking Alamo, you might want to visit Texas once.
Yeah. And like Yamamoto said during World War II, you will find somebody behind a gun behind every blade of grass, especially since the only way that you have to cross to get to us is Mexico, New Mexico, Arizona, and Baja California. Good luck with that.
All those fucking Californians would open the door and say, "Oh, y'all come here."
Yeah, but the other three states will have an issue. A big one. All right, next story.
Here we go. Update 2. Iraqi forces storm Mosul airport, military base.
Out of routers.
Yeah, ooh, it is out of routers. South of Mosul, February 23rd, routers. U.S.-backed Iraqi security forces closing in on the Islamic State-held western half of Mosul launched a major offensive on the city's airport and fought their way into a nearby military base on Thursday. Other officers and militants deployed bomb-carrying drones to attack the Iraqi counterterrorism forces advancing from the southwestern side of the city. We are attacking Daesh, Islamic State, from multiple fronts to distract them and prevent them from regrouping. It's the best way to knock them down quickly, said Federal Police Captain Amir Abdul Karim, whose units are fighting near Gozlani military base. The campaign involves 100,000 strong force of Iraqi troops, Kurdish fighters, and Shiite militias, has made rapid advances since the start of the year, aided by new tactics and improved coordination. Thank you, General Mattis. Losing Mosul could spell the end of the Iraqi side of militant self-styled caliphate in Iraq and Syria, which Islamic State leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi declared from the city after sweeping through vast areas of Iraq in 2014. New sheriff in town. U.S. Special Forces in armored vehicles on Thursday positioned near Mosul Airport looked on as Iraqi troops advanced and a helicopter strafed suspected Islamic State positions. Counterterrorism Service, CTS, troops fought their way inside the nearby Gozlani base, which includes barracks and training grounds close to the Baghdad-Mosul highway, a CTS spokesman told Reuters. The airport and base, captured by Islamic State fighters when they overran Mosul in June 2014, have been heavily damaged by U.S.-led airstrikes intended to wear down the militants ahead of the offensive, a senior Iraqi official said.
Yes, sir. Yep, that's it. So that's an update from Iraqi and Mosul and everything happening over there.
Now, Obama, you paying attention? This is how you get rid of the Islamic State.
Yeah.
You don't do it by apologizing for everybody, about the U.S. You don't stand by and let, militant individuals hold basically an entire region for ransom.
Exactly, which is what they were doing. All right, next and final story.
We're good?
We're good. All right, time for me to hide. Oh, man. What was I doing?
News.
Okay, all right. All right, Fed officials discuss possible rate hike fairly soon, in quotation marks. Washington AP. Federal Reserve officials earlier this month discussed the need to raise a key interest rate again, quote-unquote, fairly soon, especially if the economy remains strong. Minutes of the discussions and minutes released Wednesday showed that while Fed officials decided to keep a key rate unchanged at their January 31st to February 1st meeting, there was a growing concern about inflation if the economy outperformed expectations. Several, that's in quotation marks too, Fed officials expressed worries that unemployment could fall substantially below the Fed's 4.8% unemployment goal. And we're going to put the U6 unemployment number down at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
That could trigger inflation pressures that would require the Fed to boost rates at a faster pace than financial markets currently expect. Unemployment in December was 4.7%, although it inched back up to 4.8% in January. Now, the number they use is the U3 number, which does not include people who are underemployed or people who just said, fuck it, I'm not going to try and look for a job. The U6 number includes those people, which is why we're putting that number in the description. Most economists had indicated they did not foresee a rate hike until June, but the discussion in the minutes might increase the possibility of a rate increase as soon as March. Mark Hamrick, senior economic analyst for Bankrate.com, said that the minutes show that policymakers are clearly focused on the possibility of raising rates fairly soon. But Hamrick said he believed the Fed will be cautious given the uncertainty surrounding President Donald Trump's economic program. The minutes showed that a couple of Fed officials suggested the central bank might need to alter the wording of its policy statement because currently, the Fed's assurances that it planned to raise rates at a quote-unquote gradual pace would be quote-unquote misunderstood as a commitment of only 1 or 2 rate hikes per year. The minutes were released with a customary 3-week delay. Fed officials spent time discussing Trump's proposed stimulus program and its possible impact on the economy, although the minutes never mentioned Trump by name. Most participants continued to see heightened uncertainty regarding the size, composition, and timing of possible changes to the government tax and spending policies, the minute says. February meeting in the central bank, At the February meeting, the central bank left its key interest rate unchanged while noting that the economy was continuing to advance toward its twin objectives of maximum employment and inflation rising at a moderate annual rate of 2%. The Fed in December boosted its key rate by a modest quarter point to a new range of 0.5% to 0.75%. The Fed had waited a full year to raise rates for a second time after its initial rate hike in December 2015. Many economists believe the Fed will raise rates between 2 and 3 times this year. One complicating factor is the uncertainty over how much of his ambitious economic program President Donald Trump will be able to get through Congress. His stimulus package includes tax cuts for businesses and individuals, increased infrastructure spending, and a rollback of regulations in such areas as banking.
The Fed might want to take note. You can't keep doing all these interest hikes. Nobody likes it because all you're doing again is taking money out of our pockets and giving it to some, the CEOs, and that's what you're doing. You're protecting your CEOs, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not going to fly with a lot of people.
No, it's not. I mean, the middle class.
It may not fly with our president.
The middle class has been strangled for decades, and Obama was the one that said that anybody in a small business making $250,000 a year minimum was bumped to a higher tax bracket, which means small businesses earning $250,000 a year had to pay higher taxes, which I think is bullshit. If I would have had a business during that time, my butt would have calculated it, and right when I was about to reach $250,000, I'd close the business for the rest of the year, so I didn't have to pay the higher tax bracket. Of course, because there's always a way around shit.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yep, you're watching coffee porn with the puppy in the middle.
Well,
so is it puppy coffee porn, or is it just coffee porn?
I know, boy. I know. Mommy deleted, your poodle porn channel. Yes, she found them.
All right, now for
shout outs.
We're doing shout outs.
I don't know what we're yelling about!
All right.
You up here flirting with my woman again? Dude, I'm in the room. Dude, I'm in the room.
And on that note, his he kids I found this channel completely by accident. This is on my blog channel. For anybody looking for wholesome child entertainment, and it's even good for adults. This channel is perfect. They take our beloved fairy tales and they put a twist on it, and the twist is how they think the fairy tale should have ended. They also have little kid bits where they do little 8-bit cartoons, and they also do, the songs, the children's songs and stuff like that. It's really, really great for kids. I mean, I can't recommend this channel any more than I already have. You guys come over here, click that link down there in the description, give him some views, give him a sub, and give him, click that notification bell if you have kids. They won't be disappointed. I'm a grown kid. I wasn't disappointed. This is a really good channel. Anti-SJW commentary with snark and intelligence. And a little bit of humor thrown in.
And a little humor.
And a little bit of humor thrown in. So y'all come over here and come see Mr. Silhouette. And if you're looking for LOL animation, go no further than Pentamagic. They have little cartoon series and sagas on here revolving around all the champions in League of Legends. They even have one that features the little scuttle crab and a little dragon, and those are absolutely adorable. You guys have got to come over here and check these things out. And
dang it, is this one of Arcadian's other channels?
No. Arcadian used to do stuff on here before he got his before he went back to his channel.
This is his buddy.
Yeah, this is Arcadian's buddy. All right. Madam Savage. She's funny, she's snarky, she's sarcastic, and she's a shit lass. Gotta love her. Absolutely gotta love her. I've been privy to a few live streams with her in it, and she's absolutely hilarious.
Tis the lady of Shitopia.
Yes, tis the lady of Shitopia. Y'all come over here, watch a couple of her videos, hit that sub button if you like it, hit that notification if you want to see more of her. Alright. Needle Mouse Productions. This is one that I started subbing to recently. If you like the DC AU, which is the animated universe on the TV, they keep up with everything. The whys, the hows, the wherefores, why these shows went down, whether shows are coming back for another season. They break everything down on these particular cartoon shows for the DC, and they do it in a very interesting and easy to listen to format and manner. So y'all come check out Needle Mouse. Once again, oh yeah, and they do Marvel too, because that one day I just listened to the DC stuff, so I forgot to all they had on here. Yeah, see, will Young Justice Season 3 have a time skip? And, they do stuff like that. So y'all come over here to Needle Mouse, give them a look. If you like, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see more, hit that notification button. You know what that leads us into?
That should lead us into fails. You have failed this internet, and we're going to talk about it.
We are.
We solve crimes, I blog about it, and he forgets his pants. I wouldn't hold out too much hope.
Alright, here we go.
Wannabe food porn that fails.
I know, right? These are Pinterest fails. Perfect cooking before Running Man. After Pillsbury Doughboy after a buffet.
That's the Michelin Man.
That's the Michelin Man.
The fuck?
Just Bieber would be proud of it. No, he wouldn't. No, he would not.
Look. Number one, just because of, the picture up there and everything, that's a target. That's rifle practice. That monstrosity.
That meatloaf.
Of a meatloaf.
I guess it's a meatloaf.
I don't know. I guess it is a meatloaf and everything, with bacon.
It looks like something out of Hellraiser. It does. It looks like something out of Hellraiser.
You would
I won't go anywhere
You would
near
need a
that
proctologist to remove that from your colon.
Yeah, you would.
Because I would shove that whole thing, tray and all.
Sesame Street cake pops. Oh, how cute. Oh, how absolutely scary.
We went from cake pops to blood clots.
Yeah. How hard is it for people to let shit cool before they put icing on it? It's such a simple concept, really.
You would think it is a simple concept.
You know what's next?
My hashtag.
Your hashtag.
My hashtag.
Daddy picked the hashtag this morning.
Hashtag make sci-fi sick.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
E.T. the enlarged testicle.
Snotty.
Logan's running to the bathroom.
Guardians of the Apoplexy.
Futurama.
Puke Skywalker.
Orphan Black Lung.
Barfarella.
Contagion from Mars.
Run Solo.
Star Wars, A New Hurt.
No,
Star Wars, A New Hurt.
The Day the Earth Threw Up.
Somebody watched those Milo videos.
Apparently.
Never mind. Sneeze Works.
Aliens versus Pepto-Bismol.
SARS attacks.
Cough encounters of the third kind. God, I've been having those every day.
Meningitis in Black.
Oh, God. Star Wars, Plague 1.
Star Wars, The Force Awakens several times during the night from an overactive bladder.
They stretched that one, but it worked. A Boy and His Doc.
The Moon is a Horse Mistress.
Cat Scratch Fever, Women of the Moon.
John Carpenter's Bubble Guts, the night he came home because of diarrhea.
Pacific Rimming.
Gout Emperor of Doom.
Oh my God. Invasion of the Booty Snatchers.
Iron Deficiency Man.
Co-payments of the third kind.
Soylent Boilet Bowling Green.
And Johnny Bubonic. Oh my God, that one makes me feel old. Alright. And that's the hashtag for this morning. Hashtag make sci-fi
there's
sick.
that one. But there is another one that I had to do as well this morning. And I had to put my 2 cents in on it and everything. It was a hashtag 3-word sad stories. My hashtag was bar is closed.
Mine would have been out of coffee.
Yeah. There actually was one that said that.
Somebody thinks.
But y'all
like
just
I
remember and everything. The saddest word ever composed. The bar is closed.
If you guys want to contribute any hashtags or fails you want to see us read on the show, the links to the submissions is down below. You can email me with the title, The Morning Brew Submission, or you can go down to my Reddit, click on it, and add a stream. That way we can go and look at it. Please keep the submissions clean. If you want to submit or give suggestions for news, you can do it in both of those places as well, or DM us on Twitter. Both of our Twitters are down there. So, and once again, let me reiterate, if any of the news that you want us to take a look at has too much of a slant, we're not going to read it on the show. So you won't get credit for the submission. We're trying to stay objective and middle of the road here. We don't want to wind up like MSM, which is either way left or way right.
Yeah, that's a side note. NBC, gonna put this out there for all our viewers. NBC has a claim that they're saying that Vladimir Putin was personally involved in the election hack.
NBC, New Butthurt Coalition.
I'm going to just let that sink in for you. Now, number one, Vladimir Putin is the leader of the Soviet Union.
Mm-hmm. Russia.
He is Russia's supreme commander.
Mm-hmm.
He has undoubtedly, without a doubt and everything, next to the CIA, one of the greatest intelligence resources at his feet.
KGB.
The KGB. Now, y'all go back. Let's look out through history here and everything. How many times throughout the history of our two countries have you actually seen anything clandestine from the KGB or the CIA brought to light?
Yeah, we'll just leave that there.
How many times?
Yeah. Yep. And on that note...
Thanks for spending a bit of your morning with us as we sipped coffee, talked news, and had fun in the process. We appreciate you stopping by our little corner of YouTube and invite you to start a conversation in the comment section below. Don't forget to check out yesterday's video on the top right or a recommended video on the bottom right. And as always, stay funny, stay weird, and stay caffeinated.